The Tamil curry and the British Empire. The East India Company, a renowned trading enterprise, was officially founded on December 31, 1600. It is worth mentioning that during that period, India did not exist as a unified country. Nevertheless, it is fascinating to observe that this very company would later play a pivotal role in shaping the nation we now recognize as India. It is plausible to speculate that the East India Company opted to adopt the name, India, as a shortened version of Indian subcontinent, perhaps inspired by the Dutch East India Company and the French East India Company, who followed a similar naming convention. The precise rationale behind this decision, however, remains shrouded in mystery, continuing to intrigue historians and scholars alike. It is worth noting that some believe Portugal and France had colonies in India, but this is inaccurate and lacks historical evidence. The Portuguese maintained Goa as a colony in the Indian subcontinent, while France had a colony in Puducherry. However, these were separate colonial endeavors. In contrast, the British adopted a different approach by consolidating their conquered territories, which included various kingdoms, sultanates, and principalities, under the term British India. This consolidation ultimately led to the establishment of the British Raj in 1858. India achieved independence in 1947 after years of struggle. British India, Portuguese Goa, and French Puducherry was situated in the Indian subcontinent, not part of India as commonly misunderstood. Similarly, numerous misconceptions and unchallenged tales have emerged. One notable example is the Tamil curry, which has garnered significant attention. For centuries, curry has been an integral part of Tamil culture, representing their rich culinary heritage. Renowned globally for their flavorful spices, the Tamils have left a significant impression on the culinary world, with one exception, the Americas. This remarkable tradition of spice-infused cuisine has spanned millennia, making it a cherished aspect of Tamil identity and a testament to their enduring cultural influence. In ancient Tamil literature, the Romans and Greeks, commonly known as Yavanas, engaged in direct trade with the Tamils. This trade was not only limited to spices but also included various other commodities such as cotton, coir, and pearls. The Yavanas, including the Romans and Greeks, were the first European traders to engage in commerce with the Tamils. Following them, Vasco da Gama and the Portuguese led the second wave of European arrivals, just after the medieval period. Importantly, Vasco da Gama did not reach present-day India, contrary to common belief. Rather, the Portuguese sought out the Tamils, not primarily for spices, but to establish a market for chili. These tasks were accomplished by toppling the king of spices, black pepper, through the introduction of chili. The allure of the spice and curry trade captivated the Dutch, Danish, and French, prompting them to explore the curry zone, alternatively known as Coromandel or Coromandel, as coined by the Dutch. Each of these nations sought the spices and curries from the Tamils. In that era, the Tamil community witnessed the arrival of the British East India Company, who came to partake in the profitable spice trade in the Coromandel region, popularly referred to as the Curry Zone. During this period, Madras served as a pivotal trading center in the Coromandel area. Presently, Madras, now known as Chennai, holds great significance as the capital of the Tamil state in India. The Europeans were drawn to the flavors of curry and spices, which captivated them. The Tamil people resided in two distinct regions divided by the sea, and this remains true today. The Portuguese and the Dutch established colonies and exerted control over the northern and eastern parts of Ceylon for approximately 3 centuries. It was during this period that the curry experience underwent a renaissance, with the introduction of new vegetables such as chili, potato, and tomato. However, the British initiated the colonization of Tamil regions in the southern Indian subcontinent, which later became a part of British India and present-day India. Significantly, it was the British who gained control over the Tamil territories of the island of Ceylon from the Dutch in 1796. As a result, both regions became British colonies. Even today, the Tamil people inhabit 2 separate regions separated by the sea, just as they did in the past. The spices, especially curry, held a strong allure for the British, who were fascinated by their association with it. Their unique bond with curry, in contrast to other European nations, carried immense importance due to their dominion over the 2 traditional territories populated by the Tamils. The curry of Tamils from the southern Indian subcontinent was initially introduced to Bengal, Burma, and various parts of India. Additionally, after gaining control over Tamil areas in Ceylon, they introduced new developments that occurred during the Portuguese and Dutch eras to the Tamils in British India and subsequently to the rest of British India. One notable introduction was the Madras curry powder. The educated Tamils from Ceylon were relocated to Malaysia and Singapore, Burma, Mauritius, and Fiji for civil service positions. On the other hand, Indian Tamils were sent to the same countries, as well as the South Africa, Caribbean and South America, to work as laborers following the abolition of slavery in 1833. Moses Nagamutu, the 8th Prime Minister and 2nd Vice President of Guyana, had Tamil heritage. In this manner, the British disseminated curry throughout the British Empire. However, the curry in the United Kingdom originated from Bengal. It created a cyclical effect. The British introduced curry to Bengal and subsequently, the Bengal followed by Bangladeshis brought it to the UK. Now, as questions surrounding the authenticity of curry arise, the current players in the curry industry are unaware of its true origins. Because for them it was introduced by the British in the colonial era. The country needs to be reminded of its significant relationship with Tamil curry during the glorious era of the British Empire. The publication of the book and this article could potentially alter the situation. Ultimately, the British arrived seeking spices and curry, but their colonization efforts unintentionally led to the displacement of the Tamil community from their traditional homes. Additionally, they inadvertently spread the popularity of curry throughout the world by taking Tamils and their culinary traditions with them. Come together with us to address the curry crisis by educating the public about the long-standing relationship that has existed historically between the Tamil community, Tamil curry, the British since the time of the Empire. Together, let's explore and resolve this current predicament curry is in. Discover how curry, originating from Tamil culture, embarked on a journey alongside the expansion of the British Empire. Together, let's explore and resolve this current predicament curry is in.